people don't like the idea of Big Brother tracking what you search on the internet, but in this case, it could actually help you avoid an outbreak of the flu. Larry Fiorino from G.1440 joins us this morning with more on flu trends through Google. Good morning.
Good morning, Patrice.
All right, so how does this work? Because actually, people might like this.
Well, really, Google is tracking searches at a statewide, region, national level, and then using that information to track flu outbreaks. And what they're finding is there's actually a striking correlation between people searching on flu-related causes and cures and getting flu shots and flu outbreaks in those regions.
So they're thinking that when people think they're getting the flu, they go online, type in that information, and they can start to track how many people are actually in the network.
So if your coworkers are getting the flu or your family's getting the flu and you start researching it, and last year they did this, and there was a direct correlation between what Google was predicting and what the CDC's doctors were actually predicting. Okay,
now let me ask you then, because the CDC already does track this kind of information too, so how is what Google is doing different?
Well, this is really, I think, a story of two networks. The CDC uses 1,500 doctors and tracks about 16 million patients that they see. Okay, Google is a different network. Google is tracking what you and I are searching on.
Right.
And what's happening is Google is about 2 weeks in front of the CDC. The CDC is still producing very accurate information. It's just that the internet network is about 2 weeks ahead in terms of being able to predict an outbreak.
So how can I use the information that Google has gathered for my benefit? Can I avoid getting the flu, by knowing where it is?
Well, if you ask really any of these docs, the secret to treating an outbreak and keeping it to a minimum is getting out in front of it. So what we can do is if you go to google.org/flu, you can see whether your state is a high risk or moderate risk, and then it'll actually help you find a place to go get a shot, for example.
Okay, very good. And
so you know what's going on in your region, you know where to go if you need medicine for it.
Okay. Google did this last year and got those results, but they're going to do it again this year, and they're expecting to get the same kind of results because it's untested. It's a theory that they think this could help.
Right. There was a correlation last year. They think there's going to be a correlation this year. They also think that there'll be correlations between allergies or other issues, but really this is a much larger issue. I mean, Google really can see what the world is interested in and cares about, and they're actually starting to report those trends on another site.
Which could be very helpful if it helps us in cases like the flu. So we just want Google to continue using their power for good and not turn that on us somehow. And you know what? They're a great company. They have a privacy notice. They are only getting anonymized data that they can't track to you or me. And they're rolling that up at a very high level and looking for trends in terms of what people are searching on. And what's the website again if we want to check on the flu?
Well, if you just go to google.org/flu.
Okay. Larry, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
As always. Well, are you looking to earn $500? You can whenever you refer an experienced computer programmer, developer, or other IT professional to G1440. Just send their contact information to Larry at larry@g1440.com. And if you need the full details of the program, you can get it online at g1440.com. Coming up in our 7 o'clock hour, the Ravens are ready to forget and move on after Sunday's loss to the Giants. We'll hear from Coach John Harbaugh in sports.
And an area mother says her daughter was poisoned to death. I'm Megan Gillen. We'll have the story straight ahead. You're watching Fox 45 Morning News, all local, all morning.